Cool, I'm Jacob, and this is my colour identification code for Rocco 321. So if we come over here, we can see the main way that we've done this code is by I've created a class that each colour can be a part of, where it will have the properties of a name and target RGB values. The rest of the code accesses those values through public functions rather than directly, so that we can keep the properties of each colour private because they are defined properties of a colour and should not be changing over time. We can add them through a vector. I've used a vector so that when adding a colour, I only need to initialize it as it's being added and not when first making the array of different colors, which means that it's easy to add new colors. I could even add new colors later in the code if for whatever reason I needed to do that. If we come over here, we can see we have several example colors set up on the monitor. This is black and it has the hex value you'd expect of black. And if we come over to how the camera sees it, it's not exactly black in RGB values, but the program works by looking at which color it is closest to, so it's still able to identify this as black. If we then swap to white, again, not the values you'd expect for white. These aren't quite as extreme as the RGB values of true white, but it is still able to categorize it as white. I'm going to try and go quickly now because we've got quite a few different colors. Red, identified as red. Green, identified as green. Blue, identified as blue. Purple, identified as purple. Orange as orange. Yellow, in this case, is orange, so that's a false detection there. Magenta, identified as magenta. Cyan as cyan. Then we've got some less common colours. Salmon. Burgundy, teal green, silver, and khaki.